also I have a new remote. So again, I was going to use that with my Hero 11. If it ever gets here, it is now over 2 weeks late. Actually going on 3 weeks late. So hopefully I'll get some information about that soon. So see how this works too. So lots of new equipment today. An exciting time, I suppose. One thing you have to figure out on your kayak is how to store any kind of either wet weather gear or cold gear. And one thing I use is just these little dry bags. We got some, I think we got I want to say a 4-pack of them, different sizes. This blue one happens to be for cold weather. There you go. I have a big yellow one that have all my wet weather gear in. And it's really nice because you can store everything dry. I started out in this big jacket, and as I'm pedaling down the lake, I'm already getting hot, so I'm going to re-roll this up and put it back in here. So if it does get cold, I still got it. And then I just store it right here behind my chair, so it's easy to get to. But if you have a kayak, you've got to figure out how to take your gear with you and make it fit, because you have a very limited amount of space. Anyway, a dry bag, jacket, I have heavy gloves in here, and that's all you need. So here's my jacket. You simply roll it up, stuff it back in, seal off your bag, which is just, you roll it down, get some air out, one more roll, clamp it, and it goes behind the seat. Easy peasy. Hope that helps. Well, my first trolling view. Kind of curious how it's going to turn out. I guess you never know until you try. When I did my setup on land, I looked through the camera and this looked like a good angle, but really you don't know until you start fishing. So, usual suspects today. I've got a brook trout pattern. It's a bright orange. I figured in this colored water maybe a bright color would be good. So I put on a bright orange Rapala, and on this side I've got a mini shad wrap, so a little bit bigger profile. I'm trying to see if with a, oh God, I've already got a fish on. Here you go. Heck yeah. Oh, he got off. Well, what in the world? That's awesome. Well, that tells me something. I'm fishing this, it's a brook trout pattern Rapala. I'll say it's got a bright orange belly, so I haven't been trolling more than 3 minutes. All right, well, let's see if that's gonna be the trout thing today. That's awesome. I see activity on top of the water, so the trout are out there, and water is 53 degrees. So, all right, see if we catch another one. What I'm going to do is I'm trolling down toward the dam. I've already passed Pruitt's Cove. I'm heading toward the cove that goes back to the beach. I'm going to do basically a circle just to see if I catch any trout, and then I'm going to come back to Pruitt's Cove, and there are a ton of deep laydowns and stick-ups that I want to fish with these minnows and just see if there's any crappie or bass that might bite. And like I said, I was not prepared for muddy water Greenbo. This is just crazy. And there was a bass tournament today, and every guy I talked to said they have never seen Greenbo muddy. And apparently yesterday they said it looked like chocolate milk. Today it's okay. It's definitely stained, but I've never seen it like this even. So live and learn. That's why you have to love spring weather fishing. I have no idea what this is going to look like, but I put my first minnow on and thought I would try some of this. Is a little cove with a lot of trees that have fallen over, and I thought, you know what, why not? It's about 12 feet deep, so I'm figuring the water temperature is 54. I know for crappie, that's getting to be around the time they like to try and maybe spawn. So, I bought these minnows, I gotta use them. I have not fished with minnows. Well, I couldn't tell you the last time I fished with minnows. I was probably a kid. Now, in freshwater. Saltwater, absolutely. I have no idea what this fish is going to be like, but I gotta try some different camera angles, and I'm fishing right out there with my bobber and a minnow, so thought I would go ahead and turn the camera on a little bit and just see how it looks. I am not catching anything, so I may as well get some practice footage in and just see if these angles work. I again have no idea. Don't know what the audio's like, anything, but I can at least fish a little bit. So I'm fishing right out this way. I don't know what the angle of the camera is, if it's any good or not. Turn it back to where it was. Again, just trying to get ideas on how footage is going to look. So let's see how this did. Well, this has been a really tough day of fishing, there's no doubt about that. I still cannot believe how murky, muddy Greenbo Lake is. You talk about a deluge of rain, that had to have been unbelievable out here. I've never in my entire life seen Greenbo like this. So, lesson learned on that one. And now the troll cam again. It's getting cold. This has been a very unexpected day of fishing. It's 7 o'clock and I'm just going to troll back in toward the ramp. I may fish a few worms. Not a thing on minnows. I will fish minnows here again. What can you say? It's spring and we had a deluge of rain earlier this week, which tells me that even Greenbo can get muddied up. Just trolling in right now. Just want to see what the troll camera looks like. See how my voice sounds. I guess today I could put down to a day of just trial and error and experiment. One thing I have learned is using this remote runs that camera battery down pretty quick. It just stays up. And I've gone through 3 batteries and have hardly anything recorded. So that's something to think about. May see if I can put a battery pack on there, and if the battery pack will keep the camera charged. I'm not sure how hot it'll get, but worth a try. So again, this is just all practice. Seeing how it sounds, seeing how it looks. Well, there's a fish. So this is not going to be a skunk day, provided I land it. Holy cow. This has got some fight to it. Heck yeah. That is a nice trout, and he came off in the net. That's a nice trout. And it's his lucky day because I'm not keeping him. That is a very nice trout. That has to be a holdover. That's a beautiful trout. That's probably a good 12 inches. But like I said, I'm not keeping you. You have saved my day. Thank you, Mr. Fish. Go home. And there he goes. Not a skunk. Ah. Whew. Well, I should have been doing that all day, I guess. That was a nice trout. So, there's a fish. I caught a fish. 7:24. I've been here since 2 o'clock. Almost 5.5 hours, and I caught a fish. But there you go. That's a fish. Lordy. And on the trolling angle. So I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out. That's really what I wanted to do. So good deal. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm almost back to the boat dock. A hard day of fishing. Greenbo, never have I ever seen it muddy. There was a bass tournament here, and every guy that left here that I talked to, they all said the same thing. They've never seen Greenbo muddy. So that just tells you what type of a rainstorm came through here about 4 days ago. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I did catch a fish. Main thing I wanted to do was I wanted to try minnows. No luck on that, but we'll do that again. The other thing is I wanted to try this new Yak Attack arm to see what it's like to troll with the camera up here, to cast with the camera behind me, and just give me an idea what footage will look like. So in that sense, this was a successful video. But in the sense of catching fish, well, you know, I fished, so that's all you can do. But I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for your support. I hope you find this content enjoyable. I like doing it. I'm trying to get some different camera angles so it's not the same thing and my feet just going like this all the time. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.